And already Tony Stewart, the hope of Team Menard, is out of the race with a blown engine. It has been a most interesting early going for the Indy 500.
And Paul, add problems for the other Team Menard driver. The latest report on Robbie Buell's car, problems with a water hose. We'll keep abreast of it.
Well, Robbie Buell, problems with a water hose. That could be something serious. In fact, if a water hose would let go and flood the cockpit with hot boiling water from the cooling system, it could be a very serious situation. We'll keep track of that, of course. Here are your leaders at Indy, the 82nd run.
Sleek, sophisticated, stylish, and yet with an exhilarating V6. Chevy Monte Carlo lets you express that hidden part of your personality, just dying to get out.
Mr. Freeman. How are you? Tommy?
Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you.
Scott's the name you can trust. They've been around for years. Now they've got mowers.
You can get a multi-mower, you can get a rear bagger, you can get a side discharge.
You're going to have an easy pull start. All you got to do is push the button once, pull it.
Power propelled, you know, you're going to stand behind one and the mower just goes. All you got to do is hold it and just walk for a while.
Then from there you can go all the way up to the tractors.
The front end is a solid cast iron piece of material.
You have a great cup holder back here to drink soda while you're lawn mowing here.
They are a beautiful color, just like Home Depot orange.
The leader, Greg Ray, suddenly pulled to the inside of the backstretch.
I'm going 50 miles an hour at turn 3. Okay, no need to panic. We know what the problem is. Let's get it in here. We'll have a look.
He indicated the motor's running, but he doesn't have any gears.
So Greg Ray suddenly, and without any warning whatsoever, darted off at turn 2 down to the inside. Now, he's simply trying to motor it back to the pits, but as Tom Stevens suggested, he says the motor's running, but you just can't get any speed out of the car. That means that Kenny Brack has assumed the lead.
Paul, in the Greg Ray pit, they're saying it's transmission related, so it may be a long drive back to the pits. Transmission problem.
Exactly as Tom Stevens suggested. So Kenny Brack picks up the lead of the race with Robbie Buell in second place. That's Brack right there. And now we have the battle between A.J. Foyt's team and John Menard's team.
Oh, we're seeing a lot of gearbox transmission problems here early in the race. Look at this.
Another car with a serious engine problem. The yellow comes out on this one as Donnie Beechler finds himself in serious engine trouble.
These motor problems throughout the month, Paul, they've been talking about oil filters and the bottom ends of these things going bad. They're losing the 7th and 8th rod.
Let's go to Jack.
Well, Scott Goodyear, you wanted to finish 500 miles. You didn't get anywhere near close. Are you surprised by the number of mechanical problems that are befalling this 33-car field?
I don't know what's going on much out there today with everybody else, but I can only say that the car felt great. We got a good start. The guys did a great job in the first pit stop and went to leave the pits, and the car didn't have any drive. So there's something in the clutch, but, you know, we struggled for speed with this G-Force chassis in qualifying, but I knew it was a good race car. I knew it was a good race car. I knew that today was going to be a good day. The car was working well, sitting back there watching those guys, and we were coasting. 6th gear, great fuel mileage.
How about track conditions? How are they?
I think we're a little green there. The car's sliding around a lot right now in traffic, or even side by side with somebody, but that's fine. The car was fine. It's just that it's a short day.
Paul?
So with Scott Goodyear out, the yellow on, Ari Lyondike and Buddy Lazier make up their lap and are back on the leader lap.
Thanks for coming, boys. First, I want you to move the hay over there. Then split and stack that firewood. Then paint that barn. And when you're done, I'll give you this 6-pack of Coors beer.
Let me get this straight. The hay, the wood, and the barn, for that?
Yep. So what's the catch?
There's only one Mile High taste. Coors, the original.
Both
car's fueling out the door.
Feel the heat radiating out of your skin.
It's nasty hot.
We asked some of the hottest guys in the pits to switch antiperspirants.
Ultra dry degree, body heat activated.
Wow, I've never seen this before.
When your body heat rises, Degree Ultra Dry's powerful new form releases extra protection when you need it most.
This is one of the few products that can keep up with me.
It kept me dry, ultra dry.
Worked better than my old stick.
New Degree Ultra Dry. Now more than ever, your body heat turns it on.
The proof is in the pits.
Mom, when are we gonna get there? How many more miles?
Ever since you started traveling, it's been like this. You're left hanging with no idea what's going on. That's why United Airlines provides up-to-the-minute information at the gate.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Especially when there's a delay. It's just one more way United is rising.
I hang out with a pretty trashy circle, the circle that helps this circle. It starts when we recycle trash. It's completed when we buy products made from recycled materials. Check the label for post-consumer recycled content. Buy the highest percentage you can find. Complete the circle.
For your free shopping guide, call 1-800-CALL-EDF.
The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500. This ABC Sports special presentation brought to you by Goodyear, innovators of run-flat technology. Degree, the body heat-activated antiperspirant. Sprint PCS, experience the clear alternative to cellular today. And Coors Light, frost brewed to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Are 35 laps complete at Indianapolis. Here's some good moves since the start of the race. Knapp from 23rd to 8th, Billy Rowe 33rd to 18th, and Stan Waddles from 29th to 15th. Here's Gary Punch.
Chris Paulson is running the pits today for Donnie Beechler, who was having a great beginning, but Chris, it's all gone away. What happened?
Well, he blew a motor over there between 1 and 2, and it's a shame. The kid was really doing a hell of a job. He was moving forward. You know, he started 24th, and he's new at this, and this crew is relatively inexperienced, and had a great pit stop, and the car was going forward. We were happy.
All right, let's go to Gary Gerald.
And for the tough luck man, Greg Ray, he sets and hopes that somehow his crew will be able to repair. They lost all drive to the transmission, so they're checking out the linkage now. He's already lost, of course, a tremendous amount of time. Jack? Gary, here's the problem with Robbie Buell. It's an escalating water temperature problem. So what they've done is they've told Robbie Buell, back off, get as much fresh air into the car as you can. During the next pit stop, they'll try and free up the radiator area and hope they can control an escalating temperature with their water. Paul?
Robbie Buell, that blue car, the Johns Manville machine, in second place behind the leader, Kenny Breck. Billy Boat, who led the first 12 laps, restarted 11th due to that problem in AJ's pits, but then climbed back up to 6th place, then came into the pits again just a lap ago.
Well, Buell's heating problem, you know, when you have 400,000 or 500,000 people out here, there's debris out there, and things get in that radiator opening, and it can cause the problem to heat.
Usually the fans are very careful about their debris. In fact, they're reminded by the public address announcers rather constantly. Next on ABC Sports, the JCPenney LPGA Skins Game from the Stonebriar Country Club in Frisco, Texas. The defending champion, of course, is Annika Sorenstam. Competes against 3 others looking for big money. Well, what about the tires, Jack? Are tire wear always a concern?
Well, Paul, so far there is a deep concern from the Goodyear drivers as to the right rear. When Billy Boat came in, he had burned the right rear. That word circulated to other Goodyear drivers like Dismore and Sharp, and they've been cautioned to keep back just a little bit, not to run too hard, because they're concerned as to whether the Goodyear right rear can go the distance between fuel stops. Gary?
Jack, about 10 minutes ago, Raul Boisel walked forlornly down pit road all the way back to Gasoline Alley. Within the last 60 seconds, he climbed back into his race car. They pushed him into the slot Gasoline Alley, fired him up, and he's back on the track. Jerry?
Well, give a call to 30-year-old rookie driver Steve Knapp, who started 23rd, and a moment ago, just prior to the yellow coming back out, he had gone all the way to 6th position on the field. In fact, they had to slow him down somewhat. He was so excited after the pit stop. He said, guys, no changes. The car is perfect. We maybe can win this thing. Paul, it's been a while since a rookie has won at Indianapolis.
Yeah, Graham Hill, the last rookie to win the Indianapolis 500, the mid-60s. Steve Knapp out of the Formula Ford ranks, and he's had an interesting week in the practice and the shortened format here, which seems to have been received well by everyone who participated, fans and competitors alike. Shortened from 13 days of practice down to 6, and 2 weekends of time trials down to 1. It made for some action-packed time under beautiful skies at the Speedway. Well, they're not so beautiful at this moment. They are overcast, but still rain is not part of the situation. We go green again.
Inside Sharp's car right here, inside Scott Sharp's car.
Sharp sits in 4th place. Kenny Breck led them back.
Kenny got a little bit of a jump on the guys behind him, and some of these guys, Sharp, these guys got a little bit of a run, but they're not forcing the issue yet.
Hamilton got a good move on Buell. Buell now sits back in 3rd place.
Here comes Scott on the inside on the yellow car.
Oh, Scott Sharp very easily around Robbie Buell. Buell comes up high.
He came up high, and Schmidt had a run on Buell, but he just quite couldn't get there through the short chute.
That yellow and red car is Sam Schmidt, and he is there right now. Right behind him is Eddie Cheever, who has a great run going.
This is looking out the back of Scott Sharp's car.
And Cheever comes around Sam Schmidt.
They got stacked up a little bit and gave Eddie a chance to get a run on those guys, and he made a good move and used it to his advantage.
At the front, it remains Breck. You got a glimpse of Buzz Calkins trying to make a move down to the inside.
Good stuff here, 2, 3, 4 wide.
Well, a quick update on Scott Sharp. Remember, on the final practice on Thursday, motor problems the first couple of laps out, never got the speed. By the time they replaced the engine, final practice was over. Next morning, took the car to Indianapolis Raceway Park, reached speeds of 150 miles per hour on the straightaway on a 5/8-mile oval. Made sure everything was working. They've got to be smiling now at this great run that puts him in the top 3.
Terrific battle back here. In fact, it's tight all around the course right now. Sam Schmidt, Steve Knapp right behind him.
Again, this Knapp come from way back, doing a great job so far.
Look at this, 3 wide as they head into 1.
Stan Waddle's in that black and yellow car.
Stan on his first pit stop in the 19 Metro car. They had a miscue coming out of the pits and had to jump for the starter and get it started, but the crew was right there ready to go and got him back out rather efficiently considering the problem.
Look at all these cars bunched up together, Paul. This is what racing is all about.
Indianapolis 500, the 82nd running. They're all grouped right together. The leader is Kenny Breck. There you see him. That's Davey Hamilton in 2nd place on the right side of the screen. So the battle is back at the front. There's the numbers on Breck.
The numbers really don't tell everything. He really dropped back at the beginning. That graphic really didn't show that, but he's done a tremendous job coming back through the field.
Started on the outside of the front row. His 2nd year, but as we mentioned, Breck last year was involved in an accident before the green flag came out. So this was really a start, and I think that's probably a pretty good move for him to hang back there.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have used their head tremendously. It's surprising because we've got a lot of inexperienced people here.
There's Eddie Cheever as he makes a move now to the inside. And Cheever
underneath Sharp
gets around Sharp, now moves into 3rd place.
So Eddie's not wasting any time going to the front of this thing.
You know what's getting me, though, Tom, is that some of these moves are happening so quickly. They sit and sit and sit, and then suddenly you see the move come.
Well, they have to, they get that run. They got to stay tucked behind the guy to make the draft work so effectively for them. So they stay behind as long as they can, and then they dart out and try to get underneath them as they enter the corner.
Breck, Hamilton, Cheever, the front 3. And that's tightening up. leads them into 3. We've already gone past the first of the 500 miles. Cross that line at lap 40.
Well, not surprising. Billy Boat, Breck's teammate, is having some handling problems. They didn't guess really that close on the handling, and maybe that's what's sneaking up on Breck. Good race here. Here comes Cheever.
Cheever goes for second place around Hamilton, and Eddie Cheever into second in turn 1. Now gives chase to Kenny Breck, the leader, across the South Chute. Yellow comes on. Yellow comes on, and the indication is it's for a toe-in. So just as Eddie Cheever was all cocked and ready to get past, oh, and look who it is, Robbie Buell. Robbie Buell is the reason for the yellow and for the toe-in. This is the second car in the Team Menard stable. The first belonged to Tony Stewart. It was out with a blown engine in turn 1. Larry Curry looks on, wondering what has happened to their second car. We'll be back.
Oceans will rise, cities will fall, and an earth-shaking event will hit theaters everywhere.
It's Sprint's Summer Movie Spectacular. Switch to Sprint and land up to 8 free tickets to hit movies like Deep Impact or any other hot new movie every month, all summer long.
Get out of there!
And you thought this summer was going to be boring.
Switch to Sprint and get up to 8 free tickets to any movie. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP now.
The worst was I'd be at a party and someone would light up a cigarette and that cigarette would look like filet mignon to me. My mouth would practically water. Without Nicorette gum, I could never have quit. I could chew a piece when I needed it and I would regain control and it would soothe my cravings fast. After a piece of Nicorette, a cigarette would only look like top round to me. And that, I could resist.
Nicorette gum helps you fight your cravings, your habit, your way. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Play Pepsi Pop Culture. Just match words to make phrases and win tons of cool prizes. Look for game boards in 12 and 24 packs of Pepsi and Mountain Dew. And win cash, trips, even a new Jeep Wrangler. Pepsi Pop Culture. Drink, match, win.
Carburation Day 1998. The Corvette Indy Pace Car runs exclusively on Goodyear Eagle F1 run flat radials. All 4 tires are punctured. Seconds later, the Corvette circles the track at speed with no air pressure in the tires. It could keep going up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour. That's amazing. That's Goodyear run flat technology. Eagle F1 run flat, only from Goodyear.
Come along. Mailman, it's been a long time.
Whoa! Mailman! You grew hair.
That's right. Couldn't have done it without my Rogaine.
The new Rogaine Extra Strength for Men. It's concentrated. It gets more to the root to grow 45% more hair than the original.
Nice rebound.
Sign my Rogaine? The new Rogaine. 45% more hair.
It delivers for me.
Greg Moore, Alex Zanardi, and Michael Andretti in the ITT Automotive Detroit Grand Prix. You've never heard Motown sound like this. June 7th on ABC.
Stretch your 3-day weekend all the way to Tuesday with a Toolman barbecue.
All I gotta do is light these coals.
No! Relax. If he blows the grill, we've got pizza. A special helping of a new Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza place, the college years.
Help me pick a new major.
A special Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza place after Home Improvement ABC Tuesday.
You look down on the main straightaway at Indianapolis under the caution, many of the cars making their stops. And the view, of course, comes from the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. It's piloted by Captain Larry Chambers. Jackaroo?
Well, Paul, it's confirmed. Robbie Buell blew an engine. He has been pulled back to his pit area. It's an early day. The only thing he said on the radio is, it's a shame we had a great race car.
So we've had some incidents in the early going at the Indy 500. The first 100 miles on the start, J.J. Yaley got sideways. He may have tapped Eddie Cheever, who may have also gotten sideways in that situation. And then on the 21st lap, Tony Stewart had an engine let go. He pulled it to a stop on the outside of turn 1. 33rd lap, here's Donnie Beechler, another engine. So those are some of the incidents that we have seen in the early going of the Indy 500. Gary Gerald?
Quick update on Scott Sharp with David Cribbs. David, we saw all kinds of changes, not only tires and fuel, wing adjustment up front, wicker bill change as well. Is it handling that badly?
No, but we're finding the car's not handling too bad, but as it's going on through the run, it's tending to go off on us a little bit. We're losing overall grip. And what's happening is because there's a green track, you know, it's been a little more abrasive on our tires. But we think on this run we'll be a lot stronger.
Okay, that's the word on Scott Sharp as we ride with him.
Yeah, David Cribbs helped managing that team for Scott Sharp. And you can see fresh tires, the sticker's still on. Same with Steve Knapp. At least the right front, they put a fresh tire on that has not been run in.
Well, I'm thinking they probably put a full set around. I don't think they just put one tire on, because that might surprise him getting into the first hot corner.
So behind the Corvette pace car, the field is ready to come back to the green flag. And Buzz Calkins will be the leader. He's third in that row. Jack?
Well, Robbie Buell, an early day, you said it. You had a good race car. What about the track?
Track's good. Race car was great. We had a race car. I mean, we were just biding our time out there, which is too bad.
Try to tell people about the disappointment.
I mean, I'm really disappointed. You just don't understand how hard these guys work. I mean, they've changed a bunch of motors this month, and I feel bad for them because, you know, we've been together now for 2 years. We've been waiting for this moment right now today, so it's too bad.
Well, Paul, he's out, but there's still a bunch of them out there waiting for the green.
Yeah, but following one of our stories, Team Menard's guys are out. Buzz Calkins is the leader of the race as they come back to the green flag. He's actually third in that line. Buddy Lazier right behind him is in second place, and Kenny Breck is in third place. Now that's owing primarily to the nature of the pit stops.
Well, Buddy Lazier had a tremendous break here with the yellows and stuff. He missed that first yellow just by a little, had to pit under the green, and now as we cycle through these things...
Billy Bode, he's slow on the front stretch. The pole sitter slow on the front stretch. And no indication at all as to why. It's a sudden slowing.
He's got the sticker tires on, so obviously he can't get it up to speed for some reason. Might be the gearbox.
The reason is because he has nothing left in the gearbox. Another gearbox failure.
Oh, crash.
And car into the wall. Another car comes through the debris and catches the wall nearly head on. So now we have a serious incident at Indianapolis. And the yellow comes on. 49 laps are complete. Arie Luyendyk just tries to motor through the situation.
Well, he's down on the warm-up lane or the pit exit trying to get by things.
In turn one is this situation. That's Mark Dismore's car right there with the back into the wall. Looks like Johnny Unser down on the pit road. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. There's quite a bit of debris and the cars are in different shapes, so we're just going to kind of lay back here. Roberto Guerrero, that would be one of the cars. Stan Waddles is the man who has climbed out in the yellow and black. And now Roberto Guerrero comes up out of the cockpit, and Mark Dismore is in fact putting his steering wheel out on the front of the car. So for these three at least, and look at Roberto saying, what happened? Well, maybe we can figure all of that out. Multi-car incident in turn one.
Well, heavy traffic, 3-4 cars side by side. Oh, yeah, down on the inside, they get sideways. The two guys trying to go on their outside. And then the last guy in, he had to run over debris or got down on the grass and the car didn't turn at all. He went real close to 90 degrees in. Yellow car's backed in early. Really hard to tell how they got started, but look at that, come in late.
And that is Sam Schmidt, the yellow car that came into the wall. And we're going to try to identify each of these very carefully for you. Tom?
Schmidt down low on the inside. The yellow car up here is Sam Schmidt. And he looks like he does get a tire maybe into the grass. The car just jumps sideways, actually, as he pulled it off the grass. Now, Sam's going backwards. These guys are just looking for evasive maneuvers. They jump on the binders, trying to avoid the situation and no place to go.
Eddie Cheever actually comes through that without trouble as Dismore spins behind. Look down coming across the grass.
Well, the last guy in gets the wing of Sam Schmidt's car. The wing was way high in the air. It came down right in front of him, had nowhere to go, and hit the wall awfully hard.
Of course, we are hesitating on the identification of that car. It's not clear from where we saw it, and until we get an official identification, because the nature of the way the car got that wall, we want to be very careful about that. Stats crew is working on that even as we speak, and the safety team from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the jaws of life are down there right now. Sam Schmidt's broken race car. In fact, we queried race control, and they do not yet have an identity on that. Of course, the focus of everyone is to make sure that the drivers are all right, and those who may not be are properly rescued.
Well, there's not much left of Sam's car. Unfortunately, Sam's out of it, so it appears that he's all right.
So the situation is yellow at Indianapolis after 50 laps. So 1/4 of the race is complete. There is debris all up and down the short chute out of turn 1. We'll return with more of our coverage after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Troy Aikman is back to pass. He's looking, look out. Oh, Aikman goes down.
He had a man wide open. What was he thinking?
Brute. It's all part of the game.
All right, guys. Same play.
When you're renting a car, you don't always want to drop it off where you pick it up. And with National Car Rental's one-way rate program, you don't have to. You could pick up your car in Jacksonville and drop it off in Nashville. Or pick it up in Los Angeles, drop it off in Las Vegas. In fact, with National Special one-way rates, you can pick up your car almost anywhere and drop it off almost anywhere else with no separate drop-off fee. So what are you waiting for? Let's go!
This is a flat tire, and so is this. Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, you can drive up to 50 miles to safety. New Aqua Steel Run Flat, only from Goodyear.
Goodyear. Brace yourself for our own Deep Impact. Let's go! America's Funniest Home Video.
We're not laughing at you. Yeah, we are.
You won't believe what hits you Monday on ABC. ABC Wednesday has been called the best night on television. Why is that? Because we've got star power. Then again,
I'm going to be doing my victory dance.
maybe it's not so much star power as star funny. Drew and Ellen, ABC Wednesday.
You might think this start could cause serious engine damage. But surprisingly, this cold engine start could cause more damage. That's why Exxon Superflow Motor Oil races to protect vital engine parts right from the start, when significant engine damage can occur. For these racing teams, there is only one winning formula. Exxon Superflow. For protection that's fast. Protection that lasts.
Channel 13 salutes the Admirals championship season.
The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500 continues on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Back at Indianapolis, we are under the yellow flag for a fairly serious accident. Buddy Lazier is the leader with Ken Brack and Davey Hamilton following him, but they are all behind the pace car. Here's what set off this yellow flag.
Again, Sam Schmidt on the inside gets down maybe on the grass. It's enough to get the car sideways. He's lost control. Now everybody else is throwing the binders on, trying to find a way around. Now Guthrie comes in here very late. You can see the wing right there coming down right in front of Guthrie, right on top of him. Nothing to do. He just almost head on into the wall. Real tough contest.
We had not yet identified that white car. That is now identified as Jim Guthrie, and they are still working with him. He's awake, but he is hurt. Jerry Punch?
Well, I'm with Mike McGuire, who is Jim Guthrie's crew chief. And Mike, first of all, do you have any idea from watching what you saw on the monitor what may have happened up there?
Well, it looked to me like he was caught up in an accident in front of him. It looked like he had no room to go on the track, and he went into the wall in the nose of the car.
A moment ago, you were consoling Missy Guthrie, Jim's wife. What were you telling her? You've gotten some reports, right?
I've got some reports from one of the other spotters that they saw movement with him. They did take him out on a stretcher.
All right, we'll wait for further updates on Jim Guthrie back from the medical center. Paul?
Well, he will be going to the medical center here, which is one of the finest that there exists in racing. And Dr. Henry Bach and his crew will do their best. We'll be back.
Mission Control, we have a problem.
Even in today's high-tech engines, deposits can still diminish power.
Dirty fuel system affecting performance.
Enter Valvoline SynPower, a new line of additives and cleaners, like complete fuel system treatment, formulated with component-targeting synthetics that lock on and eliminate those power-robbing deposits, so your engine runs cleaner and performs the way it should.
We have ignition.
Valvoline SynPower, rocket science for the road. Right now, buy any 2 SynPower products for the price of 1 with mail-in rebate.
It's late, it's wet, and a flat tire puts you up against the wall. Wouldn't it be great if you could just drive to safety? Now you can with new Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, you can drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety. Aqua Steel Run Flat. Only from Goodyear.
You better believe a paint like this from a store like this will go on like this, live on like this, and look like this, give you pride like this, 'cause it's true.
It's True Value paint, and you can't do better. It really is this good.
Goes on like this, lives on like this, looks like this, pride like this.
True Value paint. Great paint, great store.
Meet Duke, cop. He loves his job. And the third door in Chevy S10. It's one of a kind, just like Duke. Chevy S10, like a rock.
Dude, get down. It's my chair. Let's go. I'm not playing games.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh, Duke.
He got him right where he wants it. Just a bit outside.
Hey, those dog obedience classes really paid off.
The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500. This ABC Sports special presentation brought to you by Brute. Put it on and you're ready to play. Brute, it's all part of the game. Dr. Scholl's Foot Care Products. Do right by your feet. Pepsi, who invites you to join Generation Next. And Goodyear, innovators of run flat technology.
We are back at Indianapolis and still under the caution. A 6-car incident set it off. Next Saturday here on ABC Sports at 1:30 Eastern, 3 Pacific, United States versus Scotland. Soccer. Both teams World Cup qualifiers. It's the last warm-up game for the USA before the World Cup begins. So we've had a 6-car incident identified as involved Sam Schmidt, Mark Dismore, Roberto Guerrero, Jim Guthrie, Stan Waddles, and Billy Rowe. I think we have said that one of the cars appeared to be very much like Johnny Unser's. That is not true. That was Billy Rowe's car. Jack Arute?
And, Paul, just before that incident, we were reporting to you the condition of pole sitter Billy Boat's car. Well, the problem is that first they didn't have any gear, but then it's stuck in second gear. We're showing you the spare gearbox that A.J. Foyt team has. That's the rear-end attenuator for crashes. But up here is where the gearbox is actually attached to the engine. But right in here, in this aluminum casing around the side here, that's where the gears first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth are. And right now, Billy Boats is stuck in second gear. And, Gary, you can't run this race with only second gear.
Well, a guy who's out there now after changing an entire stack of gears is Greg Ray. Started, of course, in the middle of the front row, led the race early. He had the problems. It was the final drive gear that ended up being broken. Removed the rear wing, disassembled the entire gearbox, got a fresh stack back in there. He's finally back out on track, listed currently in 29th position, but my, oh my, what an effort by this crew.
Great work, as a matter of fact. So it will be Buddy Lazier, who has not made a pit stop, who will lead the field when we come back. Average speed thus far at 128.8 miles an hour, owing to the yellow, though they've run laps up at 214 miles an hour. And those being listed out of the race after 54 laps, including Team Menard.
With AT&T One Rate, it costs $2.40 to make a 16-minute call from Miami to Chicago. With 10321, it's $4.47. With One Rate, it costs $1.20 to make an 8-minute call from Boston to Dallas. With 10321, it's $2.23. Surprised? Don't be. Most calls from home cost less with One Rate, without dialing any extra digits. Now, what state would you rather be in? If you don't have One Rate, get it today.
Race into Pep Boys, the official sponsor of the Indy Racing League. Take the checkered flag with great products like Deep Purple All-Wheel Care. It's a brand new product brought to you by the No Touch Company, designed especially for your wheels for only $5.99. And now Pep Boys has new lower prices on all Ray Vestas Pro Stop brake pads and shoes. Starting at just $9.99, get premium Ray Vestas Pro Stop pads and shoes that are good for as long as you own your car. That's right, as low as only $9.99. Pep Boys, official sponsors of the Indy Racing League.
Get ready to get creative. Get into a Rebel G. Capture your imagination on film. Let Rebel take you beyond snapshots and experience the ultimate rush.
Cool.
Rebel G and only EOS lenses from Canon.
Upstairs, the management guru is talking about vision and thinking outside the box. Except you're the shipping manager. It's your job to think about the box. So you turn to UPS, because now only UPS guarantees the day of delivery for every ground package you ship to any business address coast to coast. Suddenly options open, paradigm shift, and it's time for a seminar of your own. Introducing Guaranteed Ground, only from UPS.
The Best Western on Lake Tahoe features a dock with boat rentals. Best Western, across the street from Ordinary.
America's World Cup soccer team has been chosen. Here's your chance to see our boys in action. Saturday at 1:30 on ABC Sports.
Tuesday, it's your body. Should you be able to do what you want with it?
Consenting adults in private places, absolutely.
Should drugs and prostitution be legal?
The government does not need to come in and tell us, just do what we say.
Sex, Drugs, and Consenting Adults with John Stossel, an ABC News special, Tuesday at 10, 9 Central.
From ABC's Wide World of Sports studio in New York, here's Brent Musburger.
We will send you right back to Indianapolis for a report on the condition of driver Jim Guthrie, but we do have another automobile racing story. Formula One, the Grand Prix of Monaco. Mika Hakkinen, who sat on the pole, was the winner again in a McLaren Mercedes. He wins for the 4th time this year, and you can see in the overall point standings that he is dominating. His teammate is second, so it is a great year for McLaren Mercedes there. Now, a reminder that coming up right after the Indianapolis 500, we will have the JCPenney LPGA Skins game. Let's go to Robin Roberts for a preview.
Be sure to join us later for the final 9 holes of the JCPenney LPGA Skins game. The defending champion, Annika Sorenstam, ended the day on Saturday winning a skin worth $30,000. Hall of Famer Nancy Lopez did the same on 8. But the opening day belonged to Lori Davies as she pocketed $150,000.
Laura Davies, $150,000, 7 skins. You set an all-time record. You already have the record for the most skins on the back 9. Now the most money in the front 9. How does it feel?
It's great. I just love this format. Come here every year and just have a good time. You want to get off to the early start like I did, and then that makes that putt I hold on number 7 that much easier because I already had nothing to lose, really. And it's probably one of the best putts I've hit all year.
Well, since she has $150,000 in the bank, Laura says she can afford to play aggressively on the back 9, and folks, you do not want to miss that. We'll see you later.
And that'll be coming up right after the race. Now let's send you back to the Indy 500, and here's Paul Page. Paul?
Official condition report on Jim Guthrie. The indication was there was injury, but it was not life-threatening. And, of course, Jerry punched back near the track emergency center, and as soon as they have information available, we will most certainly pass it to you. Now, the rookies, there were 8 of them who started this race, all of them focusing on that, the Borg-Warner Trophy, the symbol of the Indianapolis 500 champion. And Robbie Unser is the highest-ranked rookie at the moment, up in 9th place. Andy Mitchner in 11th, Steve Knapp, who had a great run as well. There they are. Those are the rookies, 6 of them still in the field. And leader, Lazier, in 5th place, Lyondike. Remember, they were 2.5 miles behind just 30 laps to go. We'll return with more of the Indy 500 after this message and a word from our ABC station.
What you're seeing is amazing because this tire is flat. That's right. Moments ago, it was punctured and lost all air pressure. It's the new Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. If it weren't, this is what could have happened. Instead, the new Aqua Steel drives you up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety. New Aqua Steel. Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear. I've been vending Coors Light for a long time. It's who I am. At home, it's, hey, beer man, pass the peas. When the mail comes, it says, hey, beer man, you may have won $10 million. Being the beer man's a wonderful thing. People know Frost Brewed Refreshment. They're always happy to see me, and I'm recognized wherever I go. Hey, beer man. Hey, bobbin head doll man. Coors Light! Coors Light!
On the wonderful world of Disney, the story of 2 friends who were closer than humanly possible.
I love you.
Andre, ABC tonight at 7, 6 Central.
At a new time, John Goodman is back on Soul Man.
Did she just purr at me? Could be. Since she's been here, we haven't had any mice.
And I think you know what's coming.
Is it?
Something So Right is moving to a new time, too.
It is!
Soul Man and Something So Right, brand new times, ABC Tuesday.
A lot of our customers have to drive past 2 and sometimes 3 good Ford dealerships to get to Freedom Ford. Why do they do that? They come there maybe even initially to compare a price. The next time they come back to Freedom Ford because they know what kind of service we're going to deliver. You got to have a passion for helping people. That's Freedom Ford. You don't have just Scott Ridgell really trying to help you. You got 300 people between the 2 dealerships that just like helping people.
This is Bo.
Hi.
Bo drives the 13 Listens race car. Bo drives the 13 Listens race car really fast. And if you want to see Bo go, you've got 2 choices. See the whole race every Saturday at Langley Speedway, or catch the highlights with the Bo Report every Sunday on the Sunday Sports Special at 11:15 on Channel 13. Either way, see Bo. See Bo go.
Only 6 days till the Children's Miracle Network Telethon.
The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500 continues on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Back at Indianapolis, the yellow light is still on. Here are some of the stories we started at the beginning of the race. AJ's boys, Billy Boat, the pole sitter, hasn't had a good day. Breck Six back in second. Team Menards guys, well, they're out of there. Former champions, they know how to do it. Lyondike and Lazier, 5th and 1st. The Rocky Road, well, Scott Sharp is having a pretty good day. Greg Ray is not. Eddie Cheever also moving very well up to 3rd. And those guys that never wanted to finish 2nd place again, Goodyear and Guerrero, well, they won't. They're out already. Jack?
Well, let's update you with a new rule that the Pep Boys Indy Racing League has instituted. Teams are allowed to go back to Gasoline Alley and make changes on their cars. That's the case with Billy Boat, your pole sitter. They've replaced the gearbox. Now, his teammate, Kenny Breck, who currently is posted in second, has radioed in that he has a problem, he thinks, with his rear tire. He says, I think the tire's going down. But as you look at Tommy LeMance, there are sender units on each of the tires that gauge the pressure. And on the screen is the pressure readout from that sending unit. It says that he has full pressure in that questionable tire. Paul?
Well, Kenny Breck, we'll keep an eye on him. So, Tom Sneva, when you have a situation like this and everybody's had to drive through it, what does the driver have to do to get back in the game?
Well, not much to get back in the game. He's just got to make sure his car is underneath him, and he hasn't had any damage based on that debris. The report by Jack, though, was excellent. I mean, the fact that these guys have a sensor situation where they can sense air pressure in each one of these tires is a big, big safety advantage for these drivers. I mean, this is something that all drivers wish they had on board their car, because they can get a lot of help from the pit and that technology.
So Kenny Breck sits back as the field is now beginning to bottle up just a bit. Breck, you see him there in second place behind Buddy Lazier. And those are your top 10 as we are getting closer and closer to going to a green flag condition. 59 laps are complete at the Indy 500.
Race into Pep Boys, the official sponsor of the Indy Racing League. Take the checkered flag with great products like the Slick 50 Engine Treatment Bonus Pack. Get this 2-car pack for just $19.99. Or look for the Club. Great security for your vehicle. 2 models, the Club LX and the LX Sport, starting at $47.99. Race into the winner's circle with Pennzoil Motor Oil. All single and multi-weights at a super low price of only 99 cents a quart. Pep Boys, official sponsors of the Indy Racing League.
Troy Aikman is back to pass. He's looking, look out. Oh, Aikman goes down.
He had a man wide open. What was he thinking?
Brute, it's all part of the game.
All right, guys, same play.
Dr. Scholl's next stop, San Antonio Zoo.
I want to talk to you about pain.
My feet are shot.
My knees ache.
Lower back. Did you know that your knee pain can be caused by the way you walk?
No.
The way I walk?
If your feet aren't hitting the ground evenly, that can throw everything out of alignment all the way up to your lower back.
This is the Dr. Scholl's Dynastep insert.
Very futuristic.
Its U-shaped design cradles and supports your foot so it hits the ground evenly.
Feels real good on these big old feet.
Like your foot's cupped in the shoe. I really think these would help my lower back pain.
Would you like a Dynastep insert?
No, don't eat it. No.
When you build a country by hand, you're going to get a little dirty doing it. And for over 100 years, dirty hands have been coming clean with lava soap. Today, there's liquid lava with the heavy-duty cleaning power of pumice in a pump. Lava.
Why is America on America Online?
America Online is the internet. Email is the best.
No more computer mumbo jumbo.
I send instant messages. Type in the keyword, boom, you're there.
America Online now offers more benefits than ever before. And we've spent over $500 million to triple capacity.
It's incredibly easy.
Everyone in my family gets their own email address.
AOL has parental controls.
24-hour customer service.
If I can do it, anyone can.
America Online, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
This morning, strange things are happening all over the world. Shops are about to open empty. Parts suppliers are partless, and assembly workers have nothing to assemble. Is this any way to run a business? With FedEx it is. Every morning the world gets just what it wants, just when it needs it, without expensive warehousing. Gone today, here again tomorrow. Now that's the way the world works.
The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500. This ABC Sports special presentation brought to you by Canon. So advanced, it's simple. Pennzoil, formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. Nicorette Gum, you can do it, Nicorette can help. And Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers. Well, back at Indianapolis, Plano, Texas, don't worry. Greg
Ray is still in this 500, 18 laps behind the lead in 29th place, but he is on the course and running. Gary Gerald is the leader. Buddy Lazier is on the pit road all of a sudden. So the story on Lazier suddenly, and the crew, not sure they were totally ready. Tom Sneva, well, they got all the tires out. Well, they got them out in time.
Yeah, I think they were trying to stretch this as long as they could to get in a pit window that works for the rest of this race. So it's a real good calculation by the Lazier team.
Oh, what an interesting strategy they are beginning to play. Ron Hemmelgarn and the gang. And by the way, Danny Drynan tried to qualify for the race, was reported as going to go to that pit and help them on the team management. He certainly knows how to do it. Gary?
Mark Dismore has been released from the medical center. Mark, from your seat, was there any option available to you at all, or was it purely just hang on and hope?
Well, Gary, first of all, I want to thank the people that made it possible for me to be out there, and that's Valvoline and Goodyear and Delphi and Futaba and MCI. Those are the people that made it possible for me to be in this race, and I got to get that out of the way, and I just want to say thank you to all those people. You know, I mean, the track was coming to us, and the guys did a fantastic job on the pit stops, and we gained positions, and we worked on the car, and we worked on the car, and we had what was becoming a really good race car. And on the restart, I got a good restart, and I think I got around a couple of guys high in two, and we went down the back straightaway. We started running into a bottleneck, and I started rolling off the throttle, and I think just some guys got rambunctious, and there just was nothing available to get rambunctious about, and it's kind of like a drive-by shooting for me.
Mark, we've got to get to those other guys before we go green. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Jerry Punch?
Well, Gary, Sam Smith, Billy Rowe, and Stan Waddles have walked out of the hospital. Good news that they're okay. Let me ask you, Sam, first, what happened out there?
Well, just real disappointing. I mean, we had a pretty good run going down that back stretch and got around a few guys, and it just going into 3, I thought Davey saw me. I thought we were going to go through side by side in the last minute. He just took his line, which is his right, and I, just stood on the brakes, and it just all broke loose after that.
Billy, what was your involvement?
Well, I saw the whole thing coming. I got slowed way down, and I never seen so much carnage on the racetrack, and I had to go through the grass, and I thought I was just fine. Then all of a sudden I found myself backwards, so we're going to have to run down to the Napa Auto Parts store and get some parts, and we'll fix it for Texas.
Stan Waddles, you were a victim as well.
Yeah, we were going through 3 side by side with Roberto Guerrero, and watching him, and Mark Dismore left out of it right in front of me for this incident, and there's nowhere I could go, and I hit the back of Mark, and we wound up all spinning together up into the wall. It's a real shame. Glad everybody's okay, though, and Riley and Scott, Goodyear car is just, that's a winner. That car was going to the front. I can't believe it. It was a great run.
Gary, 4 of the 5 drivers were out. We're told Jim Guthrie has been taken to Methodist Hospital. We'll have an update from Dr. Bach in just a moment.
And with Roberto Guerrero and Roberto quickly, your crew's still working hard on this car. You hoping to get back on the track?
Yeah, it was kind of funny because when I touched the wall, I just unbuckled myself, get out, because I felt I hit pretty hard. And then when I got out and looked at the car, I said, there's nothing wrong with the car. So I got them to tow me back. But then when they look at it, all the right-hand wishbones were bent. So they're changing it, and they're doing a good job, and we'll go back out there and try and do a few more laps.
We're about to go green. Thanks, Roberto.
Thank you, Gary.
There's something we haven't seen at the Speedway. The car is being worked on back in the garage area, but it's a great move for safety by the Pep Boys Indy Racing League.
Well, you can see the cars just aren't, a 230-mile-an-hour race car is not made to run into things, and Guerrero didn't get away with that light brush in that incident.
There's the way they will come back to the green flag. In fact, they are in that order. And note that John Paul Jr. in the 81 car, who has won the Michigan 500, is up in 5th place now. We're green again. Cheever moves to his right. Oh, look at Breck. The back end washes out a little bit as he changes gears. Into turn 1, Cheever looking for Breck. That's Scott Sharp, 3rd place.
We saw Davey Hamilton, the orange car, looking for spots to get around people there on that restart.
4th car in that line is Ari Leyendijk. Remember, he and Lazier fell well behind. Now Leyendijk falls a little further backwards. He's challenged by Hamilton. And Hamilton gets around. That's the oil dry they put down on the track for the incident. That's not a problem. The incident, of course, up in the north end.
Well, it still can be a problem if it's that heavy. They've got to be a little soft pedaling when it goes through there the first couple times so they know what to expect.
I haven't thought of that. We in fact say it's not a problem because it doesn't involve an incident, but it certainly can involve a problem for the second guy on the line. Let's go back down to the Medical Center area, and Jerry Punch.
Dr. Henry Bach, Medical Director for the Indy Racing League. Dr. Bach, what's the status of Jim Guthrie?
Jim Guthrie's on his way to the Methodist Trauma Center. He was awake and alert and stable when he left here. He complained of some pain in his right arm and a little bit of left leg pain, so we're going to send him down there for further evaluation.
Well, that is certainly great news. You've talked to the other drivers, and considering that impact, Paul, we are very, very fortunate.
Well, I'm actually surprised that impact was what most of us actually fear, which was nearly head-on, and it's good news that he's awake, alert. We're going to look at his arm and leg, and but apparently there's nothing more serious. We'll keep up to date on that as well.
Well, it's really amazing the safety features that these cars have advanced into, and a couple years ago, Paul, that would have been a lot more serious of a problem.
Battle is at the front of the field at Indianapolis. We're on the 66th lap. There are the leaders. Kenny Breck, followed by Eddie Cheever.
Kenny is not getting away from Cheever. Cheever's actually making a run. He's got the draft working. He's looking for a spot to pull out, but he ain't going to get her down. Well, yeah, there he goes.
Look at this. Eddie Cheever tries to come to the inside. Can he intimidate him out of it? He stays right there. Cheever stays in that fight. Battle for the lead at Indy, but no, Cheever can't get it done. You were right, Tom.
Well, Kenny didn't give him any room there, actually, and kept his foot in it. So Kenny Breck moved to the outside and kept the speed up.
Remember, for the leader of the race, Kenny Breck, he was in the starting field last year, didn't make it to the green flag, was involved in a 3-car accident on the pace lap. Now here he is a year later and leading the Indy 500. But Eddie Cheever is going to try to have something to say about that. Scott Sharp is third.
Whoa, Cheever real close to the wall on the exit of turn 4, getting a good run on Kenny. He's got another run on him right here.
Now Cheever, a little better run going into the corner, and he grabs him. So Eddie Cheever picks up the lead of the Indianapolis 500 in his Rachel Potato Chips car. Brand new sponsor for him.
Again, inside Sharp's car, but actually Breck was starting to hold up guys. There was 4 or 5 guys that packed up until Eddie got around, and we'll see what happens now. John Paul on the inside of Sharp.
John Paul Jr., he goes for the move. Remember, he started the practice here in another team, another opportunity, and then that ride went away for him just before they opened the track. He got this ride, and look at that. John Paul Jr. runs in 4th place, now in 3rd.
That in-car was Lyondike making a move on Sharp.
Ari Lyondike comes around Scott Sharp, so everybody is on the charge at the front of the field. Ari Lyondike started back 28.
And Paul, don't forget, Ari Lyondike has to make as much ground up on the racetrack as possible, because every time he pits, he is absent 1st and 2nd gear. So pit stops become intolerably slow and long. And when you're covering a football field a second, you can lose a lot of time on pit road.
Eddie Cheever takes the lead, the 7th different leader of the day. The first time Cheever has led Indy since 9 laps back in 1992.
This is a battle between Breck and John Paul. Again, that problem with Lyondike in the gearbox could become a real problem, especially if we have green light type pit stops. If they're under the yellow, it's not nearly as severe.
Well, the sky here continues to get lighter and lighter. In fact, we do see some patches of blue coming through. You would not have believed that if you had been in the group coming to the track as the gates opened at 5 o'clock this morning. The rain was pouring hard, but the Indianapolis Motor Speedway crews and the Pep Boys Indy Racing League, they did a very nice job of getting the track ready to go. The delay was not nearly as long as we had anticipated. They got that track dry and ready to go racing. Cheever, Breck, John Paul Jr.
Tremendous job by John Paul here that we're looking at, the red and white car. Got in this car late after actually Danny and Gaius had an accident early in the month and wasn't cleared to drive. And
here's Billy Boat. He comes back onto the track 19 laps behind the race and in 22nd position. The pole sitter driving the Conseco car for A.J. Foyt.
Again, back to John Paul. He got into Ungeis's car. He had trepidation about doing that, getting into somebody's car because they got injured. It's a tough deal. John Paul had been in that same situation himself, but doing an excellent job so far today.
Now, owing to that lengthy caution, it is now a little difficult to predict where the next set of pit stops will actually come. And as you already know, a couple of the teams are running deliberately out of order. Most notable there is Lazier's situation. We'll certainly keep track of that.
Well,
he's now running back in 9th place.
Yeah, he's 9th place, but he's got a lot bigger window as far as fuel's concerned because he stopped so late in that last segment. So it'll be interesting to see if the race comes to him.
Now, that's what makes Indianapolis so very special, is all of the strategy. At the first 2 races and most of the races in the Pep Boys IRL season, we would be approaching the end of the race about this point, approaching the 200-mile mark. But it's those 300 extra miles that have not been run before this year that can make all the difference in the world, and that's why the strategy is so critical here. The others tend to be sprint races. This you really have to plan for. Jerry Punch?
All right, they broke a header first, and they are having problems now with the car. We are told it may be changing a battery. They're working on the electronics on the left side. They have the left side pot off, and of course the engine cover off. And Jack Miller losing very, very valuable time. A litany of problems for the dentist here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, the number 40 Crest card, appropriate sponsor for Dr. Jack Miller. There's Cheever. There's Boat, slow. John Paul Jr. just moved into 2nd place. We took a look at Boat coming off the corner slow. John Paul Jr. got around Kenny Brack and grabbed 2nd place.
Well, Boat's quite a few laps down, so he's probably going to let these leaders go.
Ari Leyendyke is right there as well behind Kenny Brack. So 1st through 4th, they are together on the front straightaway.
Again, on board with Leyendyke as he runs down the front straightaway, entering turn 1. Again, the hand on top of the wheel. Real close to the wall in the short chute, and then he brings her back down into the apex of turn 2. The exit of turn 2, and now he's down the straightaway. It looks like he might be trying to talk to the crew with the radio button with his left hand. Drivers who use the straightaways here at Indy, they're long enough where you have time to actually talk and think about what's going on with the race car and try to communicate that to the crew so they know what to do on the next pit stop.
Kenny Brack with Ari Leyendyke there. Brack led this race for 21 laps, the most of any of the leaders.
Leyendyke starting to catch Breck. We've got traffic right ahead. That's Jimmy Kite in the blue and orange yellow car there that they're getting by.
Kite, the fastest rookie in the field. Boy, see how high he came off that corner? Leyendyke really got up there.
Well, Ari's been around this place a lot of laps, and he knows how to get the most out of a race car.
So this is the battle for 3rd place.
Again, inside. It's interesting. He actually almost takes another grip with his right hand on top of that wheel to get through the corner. See the wheel bouncing a little bit. It's not a balance problem. It's just that these cars are so sensitive. They're sprung pretty stiffly to try to make the aerodynamics work as well as they can.
50 feet wide here, 60 feet when they get into the corners, 2.5 miles around. Corners a 1/4 mile each. Short chute connects each of them. We call it an oval. It's really more of a rectangle. And for 81 years, it has provided some great racing. It's doing it once again here today. The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500. Eddie Cheever is leading John Paul Jr. now just by 4/10. So the interval between John Paul Jr. and Cheever beginning to come down while we continue to focus on this battle, which is the closest in the field between Kenny Brack of Sweden and Ari Leyendyke, originally from Holland, now lives in the Phoenix area.
Again, this is the battle for 3rd and 4th, just right behind the leaders.
In fact, the onboard camera, from time to time, you get a glimpse of the leaders just ahead. Cheever and John Paul Jr. John Paul Jr. has never led the Indy 500 in 6 previous starts. Pretty close right now.
Frankie, baby, I got some great news.
What is it, Louie?
The middle frog,
Mm-hmm.
he's experiencing post-electroshock muscular irregularity.
What?
He's developed a nervous tic, Frank. He can't act anymore.
That's horrible.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Budweiser wants me to replace him.
What, have they lost their minds?
All my hard work has paid off.
Your hard work?
Yeah, well, the auditions, you know, the drama classes.
Yeah, Louie, you hired a hitman.
With my own money, I might add.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you got to keep your engine clean, too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burn-off. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils, because a car can look great. But it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
Carburation Day 1998. The Corvette Indy pace car runs exclusively on Goodyear Eagle F1 run flat radials. All 4 tires are punctured. Seconds later, the Corvette circles the track at speed with no air pressure in the tires. It could keep going up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour. That's amazing. That's Goodyear run flat technology. Eagle F1 run flat, only from Goodyear.
Troy Aikman is back to pass. He's looking, look out. Oh, Aikman goes down.
He had a man wide open. What was he thinking?
Brute, it's all part of the game.
All right, guys, same play.
If you can do this, you can make wood beautiful with Minwax. And if you can do this, you can give wood lasting protection. Turning a house into a beautiful home is as easy as turning to Minwax.
1, 2, 3, 5. It's gonna be
Eagle One A to Z all-wheel cleaner. Spray on, hose off, towel dry. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Eagle One A to Z. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Wednesday, they're today's top models, glamorous, rich, and really young, unsupervised in a world of drugs and danger.
Primetime Wednesday.
You're fighting for the honor of your country, and you can't even use your hands. This is no game. This is World Cup. Coming June 13th, live on ABC.
Back in Indianapolis, the leader is John Paul Jr. You see him there, that blue and black car right behind him, the red and white machine is John Paul Jr. We are getting very close to what should be stops for all of the field, or at least most of it. There is your fuel window for Cheever, John Paul Jr., and Kenny Breck, first, second, and third. The move from the last pit stop, all 4 of the top 4 are right together on the track.
Yeah, as the fuel window goes, as we run a segment on a load of fuel, everybody seems to gather towards the end of the segment, and it's going to make for a great race.
Cheever, John Paul Jr., Kenny Breck, Arie Luyendyk, the top 4. Robbie Unser has moved up to 5th place now. Then Davey Hamilton, Scott Sharp, Steve Knapp, Buddy Lazier, and Stefan Gregoire round out the top 10. Quick glimpse of Groff there.
Well, 3 wide. We see somebody entering the pits right there, causing some guys to scatter a little bit behind him. But pit stops are coming. John Paul.
There's John Paul Jr. as he comes down onto the pit road for his stop. He comes out of 2nd place. Arie Luyendyk inherits 2nd place.
Watching this crew. Revved up. Waiting for the fuel only now. All tires have been changed. No handling adjustments. Rolling.
was head padding or what. As he came in, you could see some stuff flopping around, but they got that problem taken care of.
And the leader has made a turn, as has Scott Sharp. There's the leader, the 51 car. Rachel's potato chip machine, Eddie Cheever.
Locking up the right front. Locking up the right front on the entry.
Jerry Punch.
40-year-old Eddie Cheever comes in and will make a slight air pressure adjustment in the right rear. He said the car is leaning on the right rear. He thinks it may start to get loose. Owen Snyder in the crew. Oh, they can't get the fuel in a couple. He begins to pull away. There's fuel down the left sidebar. Cheever puts it back in gear and pulls away a costly pit mistake here in the Cheever pit.
That was scary, actually reminiscent of Lloyd Ruby, who tried to pull away once with fuel hose connected and pulled the side of the car out.
Well, fortunately, that wasn't a big problem. They got away with it somehow.
Ari Landijk, as the leader of the race, now comes onto the pit. And he will head into the Treadway Racing Team service area. Very steady run for Landijk. Look how carefully he's obeying the 100-mile-an-hour speed limit in the pit area.
And remember, Paul, the biggest concern for this team right now is not 4 tires, not 35 gallons of fuel, not any sort of adjustment, because they will make none. It's what's going to happen in about 3 seconds. When they drop the jack, they're going to have to push him away. Let's watch. You can see. Taking away. He tries to run it. Robbie Unser also in, trying to drag race down, as Ari Landijk has a very good stop under green flag conditions with his problems.
Boy, he had to leave in 3rd gear. You could hear all the RPMs that he had in the motor, and when he let the clutch out, they really came down, but he got away with it.
So Ari Landijk overcomes the ills of that problem at the back end of the car and gets it back into the fight and does it without a great deal of trouble. Watching Cheever now with John Paul Jr. right behind him.
Davey Hamilton in there, trying to get a new set of Reeboks on that thing.
Hamilton in second when he came into the pits. There's Kenny Breck as he slows down. Kenny was scored last time across the stripe, but everyone's heading into the pits as the leader of the run.
Well, Breck's running pretty slow. I don't know what he's doing there, guys.
That's more than just a slowing down. Fuel?
That's 3 and 4, and he entered on the back straightaway. Some kind of problem there.
So A.J. Foyt's other car, Kenny Breck as the pilot, may not make it all the way down the pit area to A.J. Foyt's pit.
Other guys trying to get in the pit here. This is going to be tight on the pit entry.
First glimpse of that car, we simply thought it was moving down toward the pit area. AJ's looking down there. He's on the radio to Kenny Breck.
I don't know if they ran it dry or not, Paul.
Boy, what a shame it would be if they did.
Well, Paul, all they asked the crew, asked Kenny, are you still rolling? And Kenny used a lot of calmness and said, yes, I am, but very slowly. They do not know what the problem is. Maybe the concern is that he ran out of fuel. We're going to have to wait and see.
Jackie just went by us at the start-finish line. He's barely going to make it if he gets there.
Well, he may in fact make it. A.J. Foyt's watching.
Well, he's going to make it to the pits, but he's losing valuable time. You heard A.J. say sorry about that, indicating maybe they ran him out of fuel.
Could be exactly what it was.
Also, what could have happened is maybe Kenny inadvertently hit the wrong switch, because one thing that we didn't hear A.J. say on the air, but I heard monitoring his radio, is he said something about we had a problem with the switch. That could be on the dashboard componentry. They did make a chassis adjustment in the front of the car, and now the engine has been killed. And A.J. just radioed in, just let it wide open and try and get it to refire. It's not refiring, guys.
There it goes.
Now my question is, who's more angry, A.J. Foyt or Kenny Breck?
Well, anger or frustration, I'm not sure which. Oh, that's anger. That's very definitely Texas anger there. Kenny Breck comes back into the fight at the front of the field. Lazier is the leader.
Good battle there between Lyondike and one of the Unser boys.
Let me see if I can explain to you guys what AJ is so upset about. You know, AJ Foyt comes from the old school, as we say. Reluctant to use radios. Was one of the guys that was very reluctant to rely upon computerization. All these cars, as you know, have onboard telemetry. AJ is one of those guys that really feels that a driver should tell you by the seat of their pants. He showed the frustration towards his nephew, who is the chief engineer and component and computer guy. And as you watch AJ Foyt do a number on a laptop computer, remember those things go for about $7,000, but to win here at Indy pays over $1 million.
Yeah, AJ doesn't care.
Well, AJ, one thing you can't do by the seat of your pants is feel how much fuel's in that car, and those boys are upset right now.
Ari Lyondike with Robbie Unser, the red, white, and blue car right behind him, the highest placed rookie at the moment in the field. The whole family was here to try and help both Robbie as a rookie and Johnny Unser get into the race.
Well, traffic there again. That looks like Buzz Calkins coming in the pits right in front of him, but it gave him a run down the front straightaway. Robbie Unser making a pass on Lyondike.
Yeah, Buzz Calkins, and Robbie got him. Robbie got past Ari Lyondike. That puts Robbie up into 5th place. Look at the difference in lines there, too. We've seen that a couple of times, Tom.
Well, a lot of times the line is dictated by how the chassis is handling. The driver's got to drive it where it feels the best, and he can maintain the most speed. And whether you're loose, pushing, or the degree that you've got a handling problem really affects your line.
Past couple of laps have been run as high as 209 miles an hour. Here's Buddy Lazier into the pits. He last stopped on lap 61. This is the 93rd lap, Gary.
And we expect that they'll make an adjustment on the front wings. First, they take care of the routine business. They get the fresh Goodyears on. There's the adjustment. Both sides, one full turn, waiting now for the fueling process. The former champion is rolling 14.4. Much better stuff for Ron Himmelgarn's team.
So when he came in, that gives Eddie Cheever the lead of the race. He'll be pursued by John Paul Jr., who should only be just a few seconds behind.
Actually, just one car, just a lap car right in front of the yellow car is all that's between him and the leader.
That red and white car is John Paul Jr. The Clips machine, number 81. John Paul close in with the Lazier stop as well. Davey Hamilton and Robbie Unser able to surge forward.
Again, just a tremendous effort here for John Paul and that team. A small team, not a whole lot of funding, and they're right there at the top of the pack.
You know, but that's something we can't forget as we run toward the end of this race, is that Buddy Lazier is very definitely running out of the pit stop order. And my guess would be that that will be a key strategy coming to the end.
And Paul, you were talking about the great story with John Paul Jr. Remember, he came here, he was supposed to drive for Paul Diatlovich and Chuck Buckman in the PDM racing entry. But when they had a problem at Phoenix and John Paul failed to qualify, they went $140,000 in the hole. They had to look for additional sponsorship. It came along with Jack Hewitt as we watched Jimmy Kite slowing down on the racetrack and on pit road. And what happened was John Paul Jr. is the one that went to PDM and said, look, you need to go with the rookie Jack Hewitt. And he walked out of there and he said, I'll just find a ride as the yellow comes out.
The yellow light flashes on for Jimmy Kite, the fastest rookie in the field, as he rolls to a stop. Eddie Cheever is the leader of the race. John Paul Jr. in second. There's a couple of old line tacticians. Bobby Unser working his son Robbie, and A.J. Foyt keeping track of Kenny Breck and Billy Boat. We'll return with more of the Indianapolis 500 after this message and a word from your ABC station.
You learn to drive.
At Pennzoil,
Here we go.
we make motor oil that performs under the harshest conditions. Stop-and-go driving.
Come on.
If Pennzoil can protect these cars at the Taxi Cab 500, maybe you should ask for it next time you change your oil. Stop, go. Pennzoil.
Does a car have instincts? Can it anticipate the next curve? One car can make you believe it does. With a patented steering and suspension system, you have the agility to outsmart the most elusive of roads. Get low 1.9% financing or great lease rates on Intrigue and all Oldsmobiles. Intrigue, a sophisticated twist on a sports sedan.
Brace yourself for our own Deep Impact. Let's go! America's funniest home videos.
We're not laughing at you. Yeah, we are.
You won't believe what hits you Monday on ABC. Stretch your 3-day weekend all the way to Tuesday with a Toolman barbecue.
All I gotta do is light these coals.
No! Relax. If he blows the grill, we've got pizza. A special helping of a new Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza place, the college years.
Help me pick a new major.
A special Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza place after Home Improvement ABC Tuesday.
I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride. Then I found Harmonex, an herbal supplement from SunSource. Harmonex with St. John's wort to keep my spirits up emotionally and Siberian ginseng to keep me going physically. I feel like myself again. Keep harmony in your life with Harmonex.
And now, important news from SunSource. In healing anxiety with herbs and hypericum and depression, Harold Bloomfield, MD, discusses St. John's wort and Siberian ginseng. In his books, Dr. Bloomfield provides key information on herbs for feeling your best emotionally and physically.
Life's a journey. At Hall Nissan, we want you to enjoy the ride. Enter the hassle-free zone.
Do not try to adjust your TV. Hall Nissan has taken control of your car buying experience. Lease the 98 Altima or Frontier pickup for only $199 a month. Take your pick. $199 a month at Hall Nissan through May 31st. Plus, get up to $2,000 cashback or 0% APR financing. I repeat, $2,000 cashback or 0% financing. Go to
Hall Nissan on Bonnie Road, Virginia Beach, across from the Outlet Mall.
Channel 13 salutes the Admirals Championship season.
The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500 continues on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Back in Indianapolis under yellow for Jimmy Kite. They got him back to the pits, and he is back on the racetrack. The Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes is one of the 6 Goodyear blimps operating around the world. 3 operate in the USA. There are 2 in Europe and 1 in Latin America. Now, watching for the leader of the race, Eddie Cheever. He's in the pits.
And, Paul, this caution flag, a big break for Eddie Cheever. Remember his last stop when the fuel nozzle got stuck and he pulled away? Well, they lost 6 gallons of fuel. That would have cost them dearly. 11.4 seconds of routine stop, and Cheever is down and away.
Routine just a little short on fuel, though. Now the drivers and their teams will get a chance to unwind and enjoy themselves, putting the weeks of preparation for this Indy 500 behind them at the awards banquet. And that is covered, of course, by ESPN2, The Deuce, tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Time. So what we have now is John Paul Jr. inheriting the lead of the race from Eddie Cheever, who came into the pits to make sure that his tank was topped off completely. Remember, he had a faltering problem on the last stop, and they didn't get a good disconnect. So we're expecting a green flag as they come around onto the front stretch. You look at the field on the back stretch.
Well, very interesting carburation day, John Paul, and that car had a problem with the clutch, Paul, and it was a new clutch. It was stiff. He pushed it over center, and so they had to take that car completely apart, put a new clutch in that thing, and it's got him to the front of the pack.
John Paul Jr., as the leader, is second in the line. He's led a run 784 laps at Indy, and now he leads a lap, finally. Pace car comes off. Remember, John Paul Jr. is the key, second in the line.
Well, it's sort of an erratic restart there. A big gap between the top couple cars.
Scott Goodyear jumped out there very quickly. Whoa, look at this. Saw the pit guys hunkering down. They saw this coming. They wanted to make sure that they were safe in that no man's land between the pit and the main straightaway. But Ari Luyendyk is in the midst of a big fight.
Well, that might have surprised him a little bit, because there's a couple guys that just poured her down into turn 1.
It's John Paul Jr., Davey Hamilton, Robbie Unser, Ari Luyendyk. Those are the top 4.
Who do we got slow on the infield? Is it?
This could have been the one that was smoking for us.
It's one of the Hemagarn cars.
The red might indicate that it's Johnny Unser. It's very difficult to tell in the rear view.
Yeah, it's Johnny.
Johnny Unser, the number 9 car, he slows to a stop. Safety team, of course, is right there. They come out from behind the wall. They want to make sure that there's nothing in the engine compartment on fire. And look at the battle continue at the front of the field. Eddie Cheever works his way through traffic as we pass the halfway point at Indianapolis. 100 laps complete.
That was him. That's Cheever and Lazier right there having a real great battle going on right now.
That is a battle for 5th place. Both, without question, contenders for the win here in the Indianapolis 500.
The question is, what happened to Johnny Unser? His Lazier's teammate.
Brute race summary. John Paul Jr., the leader, at the halfway point. Average speed, 133 miles an hour. Of course, we've had almost 34 laps of caution. Those guys out of the race, there they are, and that list is longer than we would have hoped at this point, the halfway point, 250 miles. Tom?
Well, again, the question mark here is Lazier's teammate, Johnny Unser, just had that problem out of the race. Is that an omen for the rest of that team? We'll have to wait and see.
And, of course, now they have completed the 101st lap, and in doing so, it is an official race now. Should rain come back into the area, but it sure doesn't look like it, Jack Root.
Well, Paul, A.J. Foyt has finally calmed down. I got a chance to talk to Tommy LeMans and confirmed what we suspected. Tommy and the crew on the power team car did run Kenny Breck flat right out of fuel. That's why A.J. was so livid.
Makes it understandable.
Well, it does, but you know what? The world doesn't want to hear about the labor pains. They just want to see the baby.
Okay. You see J.J. Yaley there. Remember, he was one of the cars sideways. In fact, the key car sideways in that first lap incident that brought out the yellow in the first turn. But he's back in the field and has been moving up. Currently sits in 13th place. Got 9 different leaders. Record is 12 different leaders set back in 1993. We're only at the halfway point.
Leaders are having a little traffic to try to get through right now.
Back with Ari Lyondike, currently 4th.
Again, you can see him take that other grip on the steering wheel. Very unusual. A lot of times you don't change your hand position on the steering wheel, but Lyondike seems to be moving him around quite a bit.
Now taking a pretty serious look at Robbie Unser, who's just ahead of him, red, white, and blue.
Robbie's trying to get by Marco Greco in the red car. The traffic in front of him. Robbie's trying to get his way through traffic.
Marco Greco is 17th. Haven't mentioned him much today. Single car effort.
Yeah, Robbie got a good run on him on the back straightaway there, and is going to be able to get Clyde. Pretty close, though. They didn't see each other as quick as I wanted them to.
Oh, look at Ari. He was trying to snooker Robbie Unser there, tried to get in below him and surprise him.
Well, I think the one he surprised was Greco, because they both got by Greco down that straightaway.
John Paul Jr. still the leader. Robbie Unser is in 3rd. Jerry Punch?
Well, Bobby Unser is in the pits for his son Robbie. And Bobby, are you calling the race today for Robbie?
Well, I'm trying to. Hopefully I am.
You got to be very proud. He's having one whale of a day.
Well, we're very proud of it. He's running as fast as race leaders, and the thing about it is that pit stops are hurting us because he has absolutely no rear brakes at all in the car. So every time he has to stop, he flat spots his front tires. So that's really hurting things, but other than that, he's very fast on the track.
What have you told him about the final 90 laps? How do you play it?
Oh, that's a long ways off. We're going to worry about that when the time comes. I'll know what to tell him, believe me.
All right, Bobby Unser correcting his young son Robbie. And Paul, remember the connection to May 24th and the Unser family.
Yeah, the race has been run on May 24th only 3 times and always won by a member of the Unser family. Another May 24th. What are the chances that guy can do it?
Interesting comment, though. No rear brakes. Now, a lot of racetracks, that would pretty much end your day. At this place, you don't use the brakes when you're at speed. It's just traffic and pit stops that make brakes be very critical.
We'll take a look as they hit the line. Boy, look at John Paul Jr. 210, but Davey Hamilton in second place was the quickest thus far. We'll look to see who's the quickest. Boy, they're all quick. There's Robbie Unser scoring up at 2:11.7.
A little bit faster pace than earlier. We looked earlier, they were in the 208, 209 area. Now the track is actually getting faster.
And Robbie Unser is the fastest of those running at the front of the field. John Paul Jr., Davey Hamilton, Ari Lyondike, Buddy Lazier. That's the top of the order. The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500. Been a most unusual race to this point. 108 laps complete.
John Paul in the red, white, and blue car. I'm sorry, that's one of the Unsers trying to get by Bosell, who's down a bunch of laps. Remember, he had the problem right at the beginning.
Yeah, he's 35 laps behind the lead of the race, and there comes Ari past him as well as he continues his pursuit of Robbie Unser.
Again, they're in a segment of the race where they're just cruising. They're just trying to keep the car underneath them so it'll be with them at the end of the race.
Running back in 10th place is Stefan Gregoire. You ride with him now, the Blue Star car. The old blue car finally got themselves a sponsor.
They got all kinds of names on her right there. You can see the 33.0 on the dash there. Again, that's a fuel reading, an indication when he sees that in the dash, he's got to be looking for the pits.
35 gallons of methanol fuel, the capacity on these cars. Brought it down from 40 when they came out with this new formula for the Pep Boys Indy Racing League. Normally aspirated engines and the whole new chassis design of the G-Force, the Delora, and the Riley Scott chassis.
Yeah, if you look at Stefan's hands in the corner, number one, he doesn't take a new grip on the wheel, and the wheel looks a lot steadier. It's not vibrating around nearly as much as it is in Lyondike's car.
Stefan is running in 10th place, a lap behind the leader. He got caught in that on a pit stop. Ari Lyondike.
Now, see him fighting the wheel a lot more. It's jerking around a lot more. I don't know what, that's an indication. Maybe we got a G-force here with Lyondike as compared to the Delar that Stefan's in.
Firestone tires on Ari Lyondike's car. The battle between Goodyear and Firestone continues at Indianapolis. So now we have completed 110 laps at Indianapolis. And John Paul Jr.'s number 81 is on the top of the scoring pylon.
You know what makes Coors Light special? It's perfect. Almost anywhere. Anywhere there's a fan craving a taste of the Rockies, that's where a cold Coors Light belongs. If somewhere an athlete is playing sports and someone else, a fan, is watching him play sports, well, then that's where I'll be. Because that's where a frost-brewed Coors Light belongs. Now, who wants one? Cold Coors Light. You, sir, in the blazer. You, sir, with that putter. Put that stick down. Pick this beer up.
I wanted something that was really fast. I'm talking hyper-velocity. I play a lot of games. The graphics defy physical reality. I'm like, you mean I get to build my own computer? And they're like, yeah, that's how we do it. I'm like, sweet.
When you call 1-800-GATEWAY, we'll build a gateway computer just for you. We turbocharged Alex's PC with an Intel 400 megahertz Pentium 2 processor, their fastest one, for $69 a month. Whoa. Want us to build you a rocket? Call us and let's talk about your gateway.
Let me tell you a story about the trucks that never sleep.
Got an early one, huh?
Better fill it up. It's the tough new line of Ford F-Series, with over 50 different models to custom fit the job. That's more than anyone else, and they all come with power you can count on. They're like some trusty sidekick in an old Western, except this movie never ends.
See you tomorrow.
You can count on it. The Ford F-Series, the most powerful, most complete line of trucks ever built Ford Top.
What if nothing stood between you and where you needed to go? It's like that at Shell, where it's easy to pay, pump, and go. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
Oh,
Oceans will rise, cities will fall, and an earth-shaking event will hit theaters everywhere.
It's Sprint's Summer Movie Spectacular. Switch to Sprint and land up to 8 free tickets to hit movies like Deep Impact or any other hot new movie every month, all summer long.
Get out of there!
And you thought this summer was going to be boring.
Switch to Sprint and get up to 8 free tickets to any movie. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP now.
Well, John Paul Jr. just came in and out of the pits, relinquishing the lead of the race over to Davey Hamilton, but a nice 14-second stop.
Trying to listen to the radio on the pit stop. He had a nice pit stop, but they put quite a bit of front wing in that car, Paul. For leading the race and going as fast as he was, it's surprising that they put that much wing back in that car.
There's our new leader, Davey Hamilton, the Reebok car. He started in 8th place. Robbie Unser came into the pits. Marco Greco came into the pits. Those were all routine service.
Great job by Davey. He's been close to the front all day from Boise, Idaho, a big modified sprint car type guy, and it's fun to see Davey at the front of this pack.
Ari Leyendijk is 1.6 seconds back. Davey Hamilton, the 10th different leader today. Race has been action-packed. We had one major incident, 6 cars involved. 5 of the drivers were checked out at the hospital. And we've talked with all of them, Sam Schmidt, Mark Dismore, Roberto Guerrero, Stan Waddles, and Billy Rowe. Jim Guthrie was alert and awake as he came to the track hospital. They were worried about some pain in the leg and an arm. They sent him on to Methodist Hospital of Indiana here, and we are now waiting for the report back from Methodist Hospital to further update the condition on Jim Guthrie.
The leader's coming in, Paul. Davies heading towards the pits.
So now Davey Hamilton onto the pit road with Ari Leyendijk second place right behind him.
And Paul, Ari Leyendijk goes by a pitting Davey Hamilton. They are one stall apart. As we watch both pit stops, the word goes out to reset the fuel meter. 4 tires all the way around. Nominal stops for both. The big question mark, though, is the problem with Ari Leyendijk's car. 13.3 for Hamilton, 12.2 for Leyendijk. But you can see the problem when you don't have first and second gear. Leyendijk comes out the loser.
Well, the Hamilton crew had a great pit stop there. They actually beat him in the box, and besides that, with the clutch problem, I don't even think that was a factor on who won that pit stop contest.
Ari Leyendijk finally gets it up into a gear where he can get some speed out of the car. Eddie Cheever assumes the lead now with Buddy Lazier in second place, 4.8 seconds back.
And if this goes green all the way, the gear problem that Leyendijk's having could be a factor. It's got to cost you time, and it's hard on the equipment. You got to slip that clutch to get it going in a higher gear.
And Tom, that's exactly the problem with Ari Leyendijk. He revs that thing up, and every time he begins to creep away, you can hear the clutch just laboring as hard as it can. With some of the clutch problems we've had, you've got to become concerned. We still have a couple of pit stops to go.
Are you smelling anything down there, Jack? Sometimes you can smell those clutches when they're starting to go.
Well, so far we haven't smelled anything, but usually by the time you smell it, it's too late.
You got that right.
You saw Cheever overhaul Stefan Gregoire, putting Gregoire 2 laps down. Kenny Breck, you saw him just a moment ago. He's a lap behind the leader. Leader is this car, the 51 Rachel Potato Chip car of Eddie Cheever. Buddy Lazier, the Delta Fawcett number 91, is second. Steve Knapp, the rookie, sits in third place right now with John Paul Jr. in the Clips number 81 in fourth. Robbie Unser with his stop fell down to 7th in the order. There's still plenty of time left at the Indy 500.
Well, you can see the dicing going on here. We got good traffic situations. We got good racing going on. Sharp underneath the doctor there. Surprised the doctor a little bit. Lazier had to sort of watch, and the doc's coming in.
That's enough for him. Now, remember, he's had his problems in the day in that 40 car, and he is back coming down on the pit road one more time. This is something different as Kenny Preck in and out of the pits, but you saw that Dr. Jack Miller was undoing his straps and has come to a stop. So he has a problem that is more than just routine, and he's not going to make it to the pits at all. Yellow comes on, and that's because of Dr. Jack Miller in the number 40 car. So Eddie Cheever is the leader at the Indianapolis 500, and we have our 6th caution of the day.
Carburation Day 1998. The Corvette Indy pace car runs exclusively on Goodyear Eagle F1 run flat radials. All 4 tires are punctured. Seconds later, the Corvette circles the track at speed with no air pressure in the tires. It could keep going up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour. That's amazing. That's Goodyear run flat technology. Eagle F1 run flat, only from Goodyear.
Vacation travelers know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go: National Car Rental. Especially if you're going on a Walt Disney World vacation. Because as the official car rental company of Walt Disney World, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. For a family vacation you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Walt Disney World with National Car Rental. Let's go!
Race into Pep Boys, the official sponsor of the Indy Racing League. Take the checkered flag with great products like Meguiar's Gold Class Car Waxing Liquid or Paste for only $9.99. Meguiar's brings out the full richness of your paint's color and creates razor-sharp reflections. Race into the winner's circle with a Duralube oil change kit, just $13.99. Get Duralube engine treatment and free Duralube fuel system treatment, oil drain pan, funnel, spout, and more. All for only $13.99. Pep Boys, official sponsor of the Indy Racing League.
There's a Best Western located close to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Best Western, across the street from Ordinary.
Come along. Mailman, it's been a long time.
Whoa! Mailman! You grew hair!
That's right. Couldn't have done it without my Rogaine.
The new Rogaine Extra Strength for Men. It's concentrated. It gets more to the root to grow 45% more hair than the original.
Nice rebound.
Carl, sign my Rogaine. The new Rogaine. 45% more hair.
It delivers for me.
Greg Moore, Alex Zanardi, and Michael Andretti in the ITT Automotive Detroit Grand Prix. You've never heard Motown sound like this. June 7th on ABC.
Hello, I'm Peter Jennings. On World News Tonight this coming week, the Pentagon's formerly top-secret dolphins. Dolphins trained as spies. The tremendous new perils of forest fires, the smoke drifting up from Mexico is an example. And does welfare to work really work?
On ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. The 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500. This ABC Sports special presentation brought to you by Pep Boys, the official sponsor of the Indy Racing League. Rogaine Extra Strength for Men. Degree, the body heat activated antiperspirant. And Frost Brewed Coors Light, who reminds you the 3 most important words are, hey, beer, man. Back in Indianapolis, 123 laps complete. We are under caution. Next on ABC Sports, the J.C. Penney LPGA Skins Game from the Stonebriar Country Club in Frisco, Texas. Skins Game features $20,000, $30,000, and $40,000 holes. Now, as we were away, the leaders came into the pits. First of those to head onto the pit road was Eddie Cheever. Looked nice and routine, uneventful, good work by the crew. Team Cheever. And
across the line. It'll be scored for a lap in the lead was Buddy Lazier. Again, because of pit placement relative to the start-finish line. Again, this was a smooth stop as well.
Again, these stops are under the yellow, Paul, so they can take their time, be a little more deliberate when it's under the yellow.
A couple turns on the front wing for Buddy Lazier. Gary Gerald?
Lee Koonsman, tell us about the change you made on the front wing. What are you looking for?
Well, we're just basically trying to keep the car balanced. We've been pretty lucky all day keeping it balanced. I thought we were in trouble early on. We had a little tire problem early on, pressure problem. We must have ran over something, but we had to make an early stop, got us on a sync. But luckily things fell our way and we made a couple of different moves, and we're now in pretty good shape, I think.
You're on the Goodyear option tire. That's why you started the race, so you've stayed consistent in that respect, right?
That's correct. They're working very well. We're not having any chassis problems at all. It's working very well. We had a little problem early on, but that was a pressure problem, something that can't be controlled, you know.
That's the story on Lazier looking for win number 2 at Indy. Jerry Punch?
Well, the veteran Owen Snyder's calling the shots for Eddie Cheever. And Owen, you guys have had a flawless day. Haven't touched much on the car, have you?
No, we really haven't. Eddie's been real happy with the car. In fact, he's been so happy he left the pits a little early one time. He just wanted to get back out there, and we still had our fueler plugged in. So we've made a mistake. You know, we made that about lap 100, and we made up for it. We got back in. We're back in sync now, so we're 2 stops away, and we may even start trimming her out here. Might start picking up a little more speed for the end of this thing.
All right, Owen Snyder, remember, he called the shots for Al Unser Jr. back in 1992 when he won.
Well, John Paul Jr. back in the lead under this caution.
Get ready to get creative. Get into a Rebel G. Capture your imagination on film. Let Rebel take you beyond snapshots and experience the ultimate rush.
Cool.
Rebel G and only EOS lenses from Canon.
You need a muffler. And you need it now. Right now, at participating Midas shops, the famous Economizer Plus muffler is just $29.95 for a limited time only. $29.95, and it's guaranteed. So get into Midas now for a great muffler for just $29.95. Before it's too late.
Bud.
Why?
Oh, boy. Bud.
Why? Why?
Louie,
What?
just say the line.
That's what I'm doing.
No, you're not. You're going, why?
These are my interpretations of the part.
This isn't Shakespeare. You're replacing a stressed-out frog.
Hey, Frankie, you know what they say?
What?
There are no small parts, only small lizards.
Nobody says that.
I do. I say it all the time.
Bud.
Lies.
Bud.
Lies?
Upstairs, the management guru is talking about vision and thinking outside the box. Except you're the shipping manager. It's your job to think about the box. So you turn to UPS, because now only UPS guarantees the day of delivery for every ground package you ship to any business address coast to coast. Suddenly, options open, paradigm shift, and it's time for a seminar of your own. Introducing Guaranteed Ground, only from UPS.
At Pennzoil, we've discovered that it's not the kind of engine you drive that matters most in motor oil. It's the way you drive. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. Imagine how your engine feels. The next time you change your oil, ask for Pennzoil. Specially formulated to protect your engine from stop-and-go driving.
You okay, boy?
Stop, go. Pennzoil.
It's the Pep Boys Indy Racing League and the 82nd running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race. 126 laps complete. We have just heard from the hospital, Methodist Hospital of Indiana, in regard to the condition of Jim Guthrie. He is going into surgery for a fractured right arm, and he also has contusions on his right leg, but That is particularly great news when you consider the impact that he saw nearly head-on with the wall. So we hope that Jim Guthrie recovers very quickly from that surgery and those injuries. John Paul Jr. is the leader of the race, but he's got a problem ahead of him. There are a whole gaggle of cars lined up ahead of John Paul Jr. as they come back to the green. You can see him kind of sitting out there. There he is, right behind John Paul Jr. And we'll be looking at the battle behind him, third, fourth, and fifth. That's Hamilton, Lyondike, and Robbie Unser.
Well, that's Scott Sharp leading him down to this green flag restart.
He is almost 2 laps down. The leader is 8 cars behind in that line.
You see behind the 2 yellow cars, John Paul's looking for a way to get around. He's looking for something.
Right now behind Scott Goodyear as he heads into the corner, we look at Hamilton and Lyondike. Hamilton, the fluorescent orange car, Lyondike, primarily black and white.
Well, Cheever,
on board Lyondike.
The Cheever got underneath the Unser in the short shoot. I think he might have surprised him.
There's Eddie Cheever. You just get a glimpse of him. He's third car in that line right behind Lyondike. There he is. Boy, good fight as they came back to the green here.
Well, a lot of traffic here, Paul. They got to be careful. Somebody's out in the high groove. He'll be out of the throttle. Davey Hamilton. Oh.
Marco Greco
was surprised. Everybody's diving in there, and Marco wasn't expecting that last one.
Here comes Jeff Ward. He's on the fly. Boy, look how these things are changing here.
Well, Jeff had some trouble. He had trouble early, but he's got the thing running awful fast right now.
3 laps behind the lead in 14th, but he's obviously matching the pace of the front of the race.
Here comes Cheever. This is inside Ward's car now. We haven't been inside Jeff's car all day. He had problems earlier. The orange tape on the wheel, traffic ahead.
Orange tape, of course, to help tell him when he comes into the pits that the wheels are all straight and pointed right. Look at how fast he's closed.
Well, again, he got a good draft from both those cars, was able to tuck in behind and get them down the front straightaway.
Isn't that amazing? We've seen that several times before today. Cars that just suddenly are really flying. Now, battle second, third, and fourth. Hamilton, Lyondike, Cheever.
All right together. Again, traffic right in front of them.
Everybody looking for a tow.
Davey got his, but look at Ari. He has even a better tow.
Ari Lyondike tries to get inside Hamilton as they both come around.
Wheel to wheel.
Oh, look at him come off the corner. They come side by side through the chute. Lyondike forges ahead.
I can't believe Davey was able to hang on out there. He had to roll out a little, but he didn't roll out of it much, Paul.
Eddie Cheever gets trapped back there, but he'll be moving fairly soon as well. There he is. He makes the move to try and stay in contact with Davey Hamilton. John Paul Jr., the leader. We're focusing second, third, fourth. And for that matter, fifth, because Steve Knapp, you can see him back there.
Yep, Steve Knapp in the second orange car, looking car back there, just moving around underneath.
Report coming in from one of the observers that Billy Boat, who has not been in great position, 19 laps behind the lead in 20th, may have finally shut it down. Now there he is.
Well, Billy's had a tough day. This looks like it's going to be the end of it.
Well, but we have suggested that before, and the new rule that allows them to get the cars out of the pit area, which is strictly for safety. The yellow comes out for Billy Boat, but it does, it certainly helps them get these cars repaired and get them back into the fight. 8th yellow of the day, A.J. Foyt. 1 car left. If Billy's out, that's Kenny Breck, and he is currently, see him there, in 9th place.
Both cars fueling out the door.
Feel the heat radiating out of your skin.
It's nasty hot.
We asked some of the hottest guys in the pits to switch antiperspirants.
Ultra dry degree, body heat activated.
Wow, I've never seen this before.
When your body heat rises, Degree Ultra Dry's powerful new form releases extra protection when you need it most.
This is one of the few products that can keep up with me.
It kept me dry. Ultra dry.
Worked better than my old stick.
New Degree Ultra Dry. Now more than ever, your body heat turns it on.
The proof is in the pits.
Race into Pep Boys, the official sponsor of the Indy Racing League. Take the checkered flag with great products like Turtle Wax Emerald Series Car Wax. Easy-to-use wax blends that create a mirror-like shine for only $9.99. Or try Turtle Wax Express Shine. This will give you a Turtle Wax hard shell finish in minutes. Race into the winner's circle with Snap Fix-A-Flat. Buy the 20-ounce can and get the 12-ounce can free. That's an incredible deal. Buy one and get a 12-ounce can free. Pep Boys, official sponsors of the Indy Racing League.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy baloo. What the heck is that? Ooh, that's got to hurt. Well, what could possess a man to drive like that? Gotcha. He's making his move backwards. Gordon wins.
We got to get him a cup holder.
Generation next. Troy Aikman is back to pass. He's looking, look out. Oh, Aikman goes down.
He had a man wide open. What was he thinking?
Brute, it's all part of the game.
All right, guys, same play.
Don't let a flat tire put you up against the wall. Even with no air pressure, Goodyear AquaSteel Run Flat drives up to 50 miles to safety. New AquaSteel Run Flat.
Hey, California, Dr. Scholes wants to know, how far do you run?
35 miles a week. 10 miles a day.
15, 20 miles a week. What does that do to your shoes?
The shoe breaks down. Cushioning is gone.
Did you know that your insoles are the first thing to go?
I've never even thought about the insole. Those are your old insoles? They're pretty worn. Well, these are the Dr. Scholes Sport insoles.
They provide extra cushioning and shock absorption for your feet.
Pretty cushiony.
Feels like it has some good support in the arch.
Why don't you take out your old insoles and put these new ones in there? You just went for a quick run there. How did it feel?
It's considerably better.
A lot of spray, a lot of bounce.
They feel good. You think you'll be able to run more miles a day now?
Definitely.
Will Rhea Quiet be the first horse in 20 years to win it all? The Visa Triple Crown Challenge, the Belmont Stakes, June 6th on ABC.
Monday, it's outrageous. Different passengers paying different prices for the same airline ticket. We'll show you the secrets of getting the guaranteed lowest fare. Plus, men with many wives. See how they live and love. Is this life all it's cracked up to be? Why do they do it? And who's the happiest?
Watch 2020 Monday at 9, 8 Central.
Under caution at Indianapolis, the caution came out for Billy Boat, the 8th of the day, 41 laps of caution. You look down on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway from the Goodyear blimp. It's the 58th year that a Goodyear blimp has covered the Indianapolis 500. Now, under this yellow, Jeff Ward had an interesting situation. He'd run 8 laps of green flag. Now, you're riding on board with him just a couple of laps ago. See how he's kind of wandering around the track?
You see the car wiggle?
What do you think that is?
Well, look at the left front, Paul.
Here's what that's all about. Yep.
Right rear wheel. Very fortunate this is under the yellow. He ran 6 or 7 laps into the green, Paul. That's an unusual situation, but a lot of times when you get on the brakes, a couple times it can knock that wheel loose.
And the car was able to make it to the pit area. Now tonight, on The Wonderful World of Disney, Keith Carradine stars in The Incredible Story of Andre. And then Connie Selica and Gregory Harrison share a dangerous affair on the Sunday night movie. That's tonight here on ABC. Checking that rookie leaders board once again. Remember, 8 of them started the race. Steve Knapp is now the highest position rookie in the field, though both Knapp and Robbie Unser are looking very strong, and there remain 6 of the 8 still in the run. So John Paul Jr. is the leader in the race, but he's 8 cars back in that line. Ari Luyendyk is second in the race itself. Cheever is third, Davey Hamilton is fourth, and Steve Knapp, the rookie, is fifth. Also, there is the story of Scott Sharp, who currently runs in 8th place, 1 lap behind the leader, but he's ahead of the leader, and he may, in fact, be able to get his lap back. as they come around for the green flag. He's right there positioned so that he can, in fact, do that.
Well, actually, it's John Paul that's leading the pack this time on this restart.
Now
we
the 8
had
have gone away.
We had that short yellow there, Paul.
So the...
we got all the leaders at the front. Some lap cars in between. This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, this is an in line for the lead.
There's Lyondike going under Yaley.
And Shankley.
Look at Fast Eddie right behind him.
Cheever chasing Lyondike.
Lazier on the outside looking for a spot around.
Lazier was looking for racing room, got caught up behind Yaley. Cheever in pursuit of Lyondike. Lyondike, of course, chasing John Paul Jr. Roberto Guerrero that they moved to the inside of, not a factor.
Well, Roberto's lucky to be in there. He made the repairs from the big incident earlier, and now he's back on the racetrack.
And that 6-car accident up in the north end. And once again, good news on Jim Guthrie. A fracture will be repaired surgically and a contusion. So best wishes out to Jim Guthrie. Hope we see him back at the track soon.
Well, we've got the top 3 running nose to tail right now, Paul, with no lap traffic in between them. They were all able to clear the traffic without a problem.
John Paul Jr., Lyondike, Cheever, 1, 2, 3. All right together there. John Paul has 1.3 second advantage. Speeds again at the line.
You can see Lyondike's running a little quicker than John Paul on that lap, and they were pretty much all out of traffic, Paul, so this could mean that we're going to see some action here shortly.
Means that at least for that lap, Lyondike, the fastest car on the course.
Well, remember, Ari Lyondike with a full tank full of fuel was complaining of an understeer problem. Means the car wanted to push towards the wall. As we begin to run the fuel load down, the car's gone from neutral to just about where the balance is that he likes it right now. Now, as he runs the rest of the fuel down, you know, guys, it'll go just a little bit loose, as Mr. Unston used to say.
Well, hopefully they can catch it with the controls the driver has on board. He can move the anti-sway bars both front and rear, and he's got the weight jacker that Jack's been talking about previously. The weight jacker is actually a device on the right front spring. He can raise or lower the right front corner of the car. In doing so, he transfers weight back and forth across the front of the car, and that really affects how the car handles and gets through the corner.
He's closing in now. The lap leaders, John Paul with 31. Battle's right up there at the front. Haven't seen Kenny Breck for a while, 2 laps behind the lead in 9th place now. The lone hope of the A.J. Foyt team. Gotten his car off the track. He was 38 laps behind the leader in 22nd when he did that. First, second, and third still battle. Last time around 212 miles an hour.
Well, for Goodyear, for a guy that's 20, 30, 10 laps down, you know, it's hard to keep the emotional edge up there, and sometimes you can be just a hazard to other people when you're out there and know you don't have a chance to win the race.
Come around, Roberto Guerrero moving slowly on the front stretch, and Lyondike tries to make a move. Can't make anything work there. Cheever closing Lyondike. There's where the fight is right now.
It'll be fun to watch as the fuel load goes down as they put miles on these tires and how it affects the handling of the cars as they go through the cycle of pit stops.
140 laps complete. Now look at the time difference here. This is Lyondike's closure on John Paul Jr. over the past 3 or 4 laps.
Well, Cheever is catching Lyondike, so we're going to have a 3-car pack up here shortly, Paul.
And Tom, it's interesting you're talking about that chase up front. Keep in mind, John Paul has the favored Dallara chassis that's been so impressive this month. Lyondike's in a G-force. It didn't respond to the hot weather. We've had periodic sun breaking through. It is getting warm.
warmer. We wonder if that'll become a factor before this race is complete with now less than 60 laps to go.
Well, Gary, not only the chassis combination, but also the tires. John Paul's on Firestone. The next two guys are on Goodyear's.
And, of course, as Gary mentioned, with a little less than 60 to go, the pit stop strategy will also now begin to become so critical in this 82nd running at the Indy 500. Look at first, second, and third right together.
Well, this is fun to watch. A lot of guys felt that Goodyear had made some big gains on the Firestone car. Firestone's won the race the last couple years here, but they felt Goodyear has closed the gap. But some people still feel that the Firestone, throughout a long run, will dominate the Goodyear.
Last time around, John Paul Jr. felt the pressure. He kicked his speed up fastest of the group in the lap to 211.9, while Eddie Cheever ran at 211 flat, as did Arie Luyendyk. Cheever gets the car out into fresh air and then drops back in line into turn one.
Well, and Arie's actually lost a little bit of ground to John Paul at this time. Again, you got a Goodyear and a Firestone battling for second and third.
Down the long backstretch, headed north, turning back toward the west. Oh, what a great battle. And there's the potential fuel window upcoming. So we expect John Paul Jr. in the pits just any time now.
Now, by that graphic, you see Cheever has the option to go a lot farther than the other two guys in front of him.
And that's going to make a world of difference. Is Cheever's positioning toward the end when John Paul makes his stop, assume that he just have one more to go. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
Well, Paul, it may well be that John Paul is going to be the first in the sequence, and that could be a huge disadvantage. In fact, the crew has just gone over the wall. The tires are out, and he may really have to stretch these last two loads of fuel. Jack?
Well, Gary, Skip Paul says exactly that's the case, because he's going to wait till lap 151 to bring his car on a pit road. Hopefully they'll be able to do it with one final stop. Gary?
Eddie Cheever came back in. Remember, guys, on lap 123 and topped it off. So he can go all the way to lap 156 before he'll pit. And they'll make a wing adjustment. He's complaining the car has too much push in heavy traffic.
Well, so there are some of the tactics that will play out toward the end of this race. Two cars separated in pit stops, and then Eddie Cheever. So
it was interesting, Jerry. You indicated that Cheever's got some understeer, some push, and he's concerned about that. But believe me, understeer is a lot better condition to have than the oversteer condition, the other side of that coin.
Luyendyk closes a bit, coming into the first turn. We're listening to John Paul Jr.'s two-way communication system.
Again on board Luyendyk again, as he's trying to get the crosshairs on John Paul.
Cheever is right there behind this car. Arie Luyendyk, look at this. There, John Paul Jr. goes for the pits.
Leader's in. You see him get it walled down. He's on the brakes hard to get under the 100-mile-an-hour speed limit. That causes the car to wiggle.
So Luyendyk will pick up the lead. Eddie Cheever in second. And Gary Gerould awaits the arrival of John Paul Jr.
The Pelfrey team has been flawless thus far today. John Paul shakes his head no. He declines the drink. A veteran tough luck driver was in a wheelchair a year ago. No changes. They're cleaning the radiators, taking extra time, and they pulled a big chunk of debris out of there. Fueling complete. Oh, it's not a real good stop. Better than 17 seconds.
Yeah, but they did have to clear the coolers. That could have driven the engine temperature through the roof and taken that car out of the run. So with clear cooling once again, John Paul Jr. back into the fight. Luyendyk is the leader. Cheever is 0.7 of a second back.
And you might have heard over John Paul's radio, they said reset the fuel so you know exactly what kind of mileage you're getting and how far you can go in this next segment.
Radio Shack car, Ari Lyondike, Treadway Racing, based here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Ari lives in Phoenix, Arizona. Boy, look what they have ahead. There's Robbie Unser. He came through, missed his pit, and that means he has to go on around. Boy, did you see the cars that the leaders will soon be overhauling as they charge down the front stretch.
Plenty of traffic here, Paul.
5 cars ahead of the leader, Ari Lyondike. Now the leader, John Paul Jr. and Ari Lyondike. Now Ari trying to make a move.
3 wide here.
Oh, 4 wide.
Cheever's looking for another spot. Cheever had a run on Lyondike, but again, 4 wide, he had no place to go.
Oh, Cheever was just trying to find any place that he could go as they went 3, then 4 wide, and the whole complexion at the front of the field continues to change.
Lyondike in. Lyondike in.
Here comes Lyondike.
He's probably thinking, I got to get out of this mess. That was a little heavy on the traffic side.
Boy, that was very tight. Ari Lyondike looking to Team Treadway for service, Jack.
And Paul, Ari's coming in